Welcome everyone to Facilities and Everything Else meeting. Facilities Disposition and Site Remediation. There's too many words in that title. Okay, tonight do I need to go over who the CAB members are?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that a yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir, I will. Okay. I'm the chair. Kathy Patterson is the vice chair. Eric Croson, Eleanor Hobson, Dan Kaminsky, William Roten, Robert Smith, Earl Shepard, Nina Spinelli, Ed Sturkin, and Joyce Underwood, our newest member. Okay, we all know the rules. I don't see them posted here, but everybody behave themselves. Okay, point of contact. Avery, you ready?
Good evening. I'm Avery Hammett, the DOE point of contact for this subcommittee. And I don't really have any exciting updates for you all today, except just a reminder that the annual site environmental report will be available by October 1st, as always, and you will get a presentation on that in November at the full board meeting. And then work at D area, the ash removal project is ongoing. Managing a lot of water out there. 1 inch of rain is 1 million gallons of water that they have to remove from that basin. So it's an ongoing battle against Mother Nature to get the water out so they can get the ash out. So, so they're making progress on that, and I believe that that is on our work plan for later in the year as well. So you'll get an update on that. I think it was maybe January. I think that's right, but I can't remember. But I think it's on the board.
You don't have the whole work plan in your head all the time?
It's because there's 4 committees.
Minor technicalities.
I only have this committee, and I can't keep it straight.
Yeah, right. Me either.
Any questions?
Any questions? Anyone?
Wow, thank you, thank you.
Dan?
Oh, yes.
Since David's not here, I'll gotta ask something.
I told you to behave yourself.
You spent your whole evening to get here.
Exactly.
Is the rain causing any significant risk to the environment, washing the ash into tributaries or anything?
No, these are basins that have been there for 50 years. Nothing has changed except that we have to get the rain out to get to the ash.
Gotcha.
So it's not any additional risk or anything.
Thank you.
So the water that you're taking out doesn't have any contaminants that are coming out of the ash?
Right, it's just rainwater, and they're pumping it out just about as quickly as it can get there. It does have to meet toxicity,
Okay.
so they don't discharge it
Without
until
testing
it's,
first.
they double check before they discharge. But
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, Avery.
okey-doke.
Okay, next topic. We'll review the pollinator land use response. With looking at it, number 1 and number 2 have been accepted. Number 3 was partially accepted, and it's because of bringing on local groups. It's kind of difficult to do that with the security out there. Number 4 was not accepted. Frankly speaking, I haven't read the whole thing. I just saw that it was not accepted.
Mm-hmm. I think we kind of figured that number 4 would not be accepted, but I think that was an add-on from public comment that was pretty passionate, so we wanted to at least put it on there and then let DOE respond to
Yeah,
it.
I see.
But I don't
Okay,
think
yeah.
number 4 is surprising.
Okay. So do you have other discussion on any of the other parts? Anybody else? So are we, so then we have to,
Make a recommendation to the full board.
right, yeah, so do we vote on that, or we just say, okay. So do we have someone to make a motion to accept this?
I make the motion that we accept this order and move
Second it?
forward.
Second. Any other discussion? Any public comment? Do what?
No.
I said that.
What was that?
Is that Deidre?
Oh.
No, she was saying Zach, stop.
And are there any comments from the telephone?
Go, Zach, go.
Okay, vote. Who accept to bring this to the board to finalize?
Gil?
Okay.
Any opposed? Any abstains? Okay.
Who is on the phone?
Deidre and Ed.
And Zach.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is it?
Deidre, when you get a chance, can you please mute your phone? I don't think she has it here.
Oh. Okay, so the next topic is Wounded Warrior Program. We got a really good presentation at the last full board meeting. Is there any discussion on that? Anything we want to see out of that? Any discussion? What are you laughing about? Yeah, gators are nasty.
Just
Which is why they should be hunted.
just
Yes,
a
Dan.
comment. I mean, I want to first off commend them for
Yes.
such a fine program.
Yeah, they do a great job.
And I think we expressed some of that in the after the presentation, but just want to reiterate that. And I know if I were a hunter or a fisherman and would be a useful guide to someone, I would certainly be looking to somehow volunteer. And just a question for maybe some of those that may be avid outdoorsmen. Has that been made clear to the board how we could get more people involved as volunteers? I mean, I think they have a website in here, right?
How non-site personnel can volunteer?
Yeah, that would be the biggest issue is people that are not cleared already to be on site because most of the escorts have to be people that are cleared and work on site.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that was discussed. Okay.
I think most of what they were looking for volunteers was more for support for meals and
That's what it was, right?
refreshments
Okay.
And so maybe help fund the people that are providing the food, because there's the groups that provide the food. But that's the way we could help as non-site workers. Yes, Earl?
Actually, I had a question for James and his staff. Is it possible, because I didn't think about it until after the presentation, is it possible we could ask them, and it's just a thing for me, I'm definitely afraid of snakes. Nothing else, just snakes. And I was just wondering, has anybody ever been injured out there with a snake bite or, things of that sort? I mean, just because it's a good avenue, it's something very positive, but I know sometimes things like that can pop up.
We can ask.
You mean like a wounded warrior or just anything?
This is Delisa Kirkwood. The only thing I do know, I don't know about the snakes, but I know the ecology lab did a presentation. I'm sorry, in your space here. Bee stings is one which you might not expect out there, but that's been the most
I'd
cause for
expect it.
risk. And
Okay.
just thought that was interesting.
there are probably more people hurt themselves than the snakes hurt them,
Yeah.
just from fear of snakes. Just as a point relative to the support for the Wounded Warrior Program, maybe the CAB should consider the possibility of the CAB itself putting together some kind of a program to become a sponsor or some affiliation with trying to help out with the Wounded Warrior Program.
That's an interesting concept. How would we go about doing that, James?
I'm gonna find out.
Okay, you wrote down a note, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, we're a conscientious group, and I think most of us are professionals and are willing to step up to the plate, and it's a good program. We all recognize it's a good program, so maybe we could do a little bit more to assist on our part, put together a fund and
Voluntary contributions to a fund that we send,
Right.
and let them spend it how they see fit, whether it's
and
for the
solicit
food or.
maybe contributions from other people outside, groups and organizations and people outside of the CAB as well.
Yeah. We may, yeah, James will find out, we may have to do that kind of on the side, not necessarily as,
Yeah,
as an activity of the cab, but, because it's definitely not in our charter,
right.
but, you know, it's not in our charter too. Double negative there. So, but it's a help of the community, and it's something that's done on the site through an EM program, so there's a connection there.
No, I'll find out what I can about it. The fact is no one's asked me before, so.
Yep.
It's a brand new question. Congratulations,
Wow.
everyone.
Wow.
Thought you saw it all.
And I think this will look very good if all the cab members in 2018 donate their paychecks to this.
Donate a what?
You know what I think would be
Page.
impressive?
So we're still on the board January 28th.
If the chair and the vice chair would do that and lead by example of 2017.
Right, that's right, that's right.
No, but this is that's really perfect. I mean, you can't go wrong with this.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Dan?
Yeah, it's a similar subject, but not the same. We may have read our briefings this week, and it was announced that Cracker Neck is open for general public on Saturdays in the month of September. I would personally encourage everyone, if you got free time, it's a very interesting drive, even if you just stay on the roads. We took our vehicle and got it all nice and scratched up, all the fire breaks, but we had a blast.
I have a car, I can do that
Bring
with.
bug spray, because last fall, the horse flies literally were trying to break the windows to get into the car.
That's a great selling point there.
Well, it was only in the one area, so I mean, you really had to go off the beaten path to see stuff like that. But it was really cool. A lot of neat views, and some of the interesting. If you're into photography at all, I should probably bring in some of the slides, because the old street signs that had existed, and they're all overgrown. It just it's a very interesting place. So just kind of a plug in case anyone's reading these minutes or had any reservations about going out. It's well worth probably an hour worth of your time to go get most of the tour.
Cool.
They don't give you a tour, but it's self-guided, and they give you a map.
Ah, very good. Good idea. Thank you. Anybody else before we move on to the next? Okay, federal oversight of cleanup. I'm sure that's just a reminder of my thing that I'm trying to keep tabs of, right?
Yep.
So, Avery, have you noticed any changes from EPA, DHEC, of their inability to oversee things or to review documents or anything else yet based on the current administration's cutting of anything? You haven't noticed anything
No,
on that yet?
we're still business as usual, adhering to all of our commitments, and, you saw Rob at the cab last
Right.
month,
Yeah, I'm
and he's
just-
still.
By month by month,
they're-
anything can
Yep,
change.
they're still
so-
coming on site, and they have, contractors that come on site for them that are their eyes and ears on site a
Good.
lot, and,
Okay,
still reviewing documents, and everything's the same,
okay,
so.
okay, very good. All right. Any other questions, Dan?
Sorry.
Oh, let's pull one of my tricks, not taking the card down. Okay, any other questions about that or anything else? We still have 45 minutes we need to fill up. Yes.
Does anyone know what the impact, or if there's an impact of the situation with the Centera employees being on strike?
Oh, I just heard about that on Facebook.
Earl, do you want to give the update that Jack just gave? Like,
Yeah, Jack was just in Earl Shepherd Cab, and Jack said they brought in people to help out and cover the wrath of,
Half the gates are closed,
yeah,
heavier traffic.
and he's,
That was what I figured they would do that, but I wasn't sure.
yeah, he said there was no effect on the actual operation, it was just traffic.
Susan Clisby, DOE. Yeah, the barricades are almost all back to normal for tomorrow. They've got the people. I thought James was giving me a cue. He was just applauding.
That's what a friend of mine said, an hour and a half to get through the gate.
Yeah, it was a little slow this morning, but most people should see better commute in the morning.
Now, this is not affecting things like K area, right?
No, ma'am. It's,
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought, is like, what about K
Right.
area? They're really important
because
places.
obviously the barricades are important, but the
Yeah.
security things like
Yeah.
that are very important, so.
Well, that was my
Right.
concern, was affecting people getting in to the site to do their jobs, so there's not so there's a continuation of work and.
Right.
Right. So, and
keeping
again, they
bad
had
guys out.
contingency planning, you know, they've had some time to plan
I
and,
figured that, but doesn't hurt to ask.
oh, absolutely, happy to help.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Yes, Dan?
Since we have time, and I'm relatively new to this committee,
Mhm.
do we have kind of a synopsis of what remains on the work plan for 2017 for this committee?
D area? That work plan, okay. I thought you were talking about the DOE work plan, yeah.
I don't have anything off the top of my head, but I can get it to you in the morning. Avery remembers
Avery.
everything.
No, Avery Hammett, DOE. It's actually listed in your Board Beat magazine. The work plans are in there. So, let's see, we still have the annual site environmental report presentation, a presentation on remop. We haven't had that yet,
No.
right? Okay. SREL will give their annual update, because I think he did it in January, but that would have been from last year.
Right,
So,
this would be around.
so that'll be coming up, and D area. And I
And then you have the
think-
final FFA, Appendix E.
Oh, we haven't had that?
You haven't had that yet, so we're doing that in September.
Oh, that's right. That one got bumped. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So Appendix E also. And I think that's it.
I had a quick question on SREL. SREL has summer interns, right? Like
They have
PhD
summer students, I know. I don't.
Student,
Yeah, I don't.
students for, you know, like, you know, graduate level students.
They do undergrad, graduate, and like PhD kind of candidates. So.
Okay, because it's on their website, I'm sure, how to deal with that. I've got someone who might be interested in doing one of those
Yeah, that would be through their
website.
pre-oncology, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? We still have some more time, Dan.
I just saw the picture of me in the board beat, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm endorsing
I was thinking
McDonald's.
that.
Oh, yeah, another one?
I did. Unfortunately, it's the only fast food restaurant between work and wherever we're meeting.
You also have a bottle of Dasani. I mean, that's,
It's Coke, he's pouring Coke.
yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't normally eat McDonald's. So.
I don't either.
Obviously, why, 'cause you're thin.
Yeah, twice in one week is like way. I feel toxic.
Okay, anything else? I need a gavel. Meeting adjourned.
Wait, did we do
Oh.
public?
Public? Anybody in the public?
There's no public.
I don't think we have any
Eric
public.
is here though, for the record.
She's not public. She's one of us.
I said for the record.
Oh.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.